but the real name of it is Whakapiro. That's where the Takitimu waka started to rock. Well, it had been up to Hawaii, down through Samoa, right down, and it was still going on when it arrived down here. So, it was just going to rot away. So they refurbished it in Wellsford, Whakapiro. But they needed to look for clay, and this area is huge area of red clay. And that's where you get the name of the place from. Te manga, the bay, wai koko wai. The bay of red ochre. It's named after the clay. Over this side was called Waiora, the park. That was just over the back there. Interesting, I saw the name of the street and oh, something's still here. So
it's called Waiora.
Yeah.
And so that's the name of the park?
That's the name of the park.
Whereabouts was it?
Right here, sitting up here, just goes right down into the...
Yeah. This was a park?
So one elderly lady who lives on our boundaries said that this used to be forest or bush.
Yeah.
Because they had a function at the community hall, and one of the young birthday celebrants got lost in the bushes. I don't know any more than that.
Yeah. Well, it used to be an old park. It used to go right down into the bay. And this is where, when Takitimu were refurbishing the waka. And the name of the tohunga, do you know the name of the tohunga of the waka? There's actually a place up here named after him, called Ruawharu. Well, Ruawharu was his name, and his mate was Ruapani, and they were the ones that used the clay. This area down here was known for sharks, and that's why they put the waka into here, so they could use the shark, catch shark, and they used the shark oil. They would mix it with the clay, and it become paint, and they would paint all their waka. And this place used to have kauri trees, huge kauri trees in those days, and they used to use the kauri gum to fill the holes in the waka and the cracks and all those, and so that's basically what this area was well known for, the red clay, kokowai as they call it. This place is never ever called Whakaparao. The whole area used to be called Te Haruhi. It's never ever called Whakaparao. Whakaparao was, they were looking for a name, and there were basically 5 tribes that were fighting for them to name the place. And you had Ngāti Whātua, Kaurau Maki, Ngāti Pāua, all of the others. And so that it was all agreed, because somebody, one of the gentlemen in the meeting, saw a whale out there and says, why not call it Whakaparao, Bay of Whales? So that stuck. Yeah. So the actual place is Te Haruhi, and you know why Te Haruhi? There was a great 2 big taniwha that fought out at the heads. And there was an orca, and what do you call those fish? Yeah, a sort of a peke. The other thing.
Squid.
Yes. Giant squid. There's some caves at the end of Army Bay, and there's a giant squid used to live there. And that used to pull the waka down when it, and so the orca likes the squid, obviously, and they did a battle out in the ocean, and that's where that Te Haruhi comes from. The ha, the energy, ru means to shake, he means to shine. So, the whole bay was with the fighting of these 2 great big taniwha, Leviathan kind of things, that caused such a huge thing. Now, every tribe that come into this area knew this place as Te Haruhi. And then somebody comes along and says, no, whangaparaoa. There's only one whangaparaoa in New Zealand, and that's down in Ngāti Parau, Ngāti Kahununu. That is the only place, because in the old kōrero, that was the place where every waka had to aim for. That's why Tainui, Takitimu, Taurua, Kurahaupo, all of them, Mātātua, they all went down to that point, because that's where the old kōrero was. If you don't go there, you'll never settle on the land. So that's why all waka went down there, except for those bloomin' cheating apuhi. They got as far as Hokianga and said, that'll do. I had enough. Let me off here. I want to get out of here. I've had enough. So, you know, they got off, and yeah, well, that's where they've stayed. So this whole area, it's got some absolutely beautiful names. Just over the other side of this is called Rakau Mangamanga. As you head out, there's a whole lot of names that have all been forgotten. I've tried to look for them, and you know, so I should really sit down and do a map. But this was where, known as Te Waiora, this pā. And it belonged to, I'll think of it before the day's out. So if you get a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning, you ring.
That's a way to have done.
Yeah, so it was called Waiora because a lot of the waka used to get blown in here after the seas, and you know, the battling with the seas, and they would get in, and this little bay was like a refuge. Eh? And it also had a beautiful stream. So there's some water here. So if ever Auckland runs out of water, there's a deep well here, somewhere in this hill.
Puna.
Yeah, Puna way. And that's where they get the waiora, because they drank that waikoropupu, like you used to call it.
Wow.
Okay, so that's enough, isn't it?
So when did they change the name to Whangaparaoa? You know roughly when?
Was a guy called Taylor, or Mr. Taylor. And he wanted to call Bay of Wales. But the co-master at the time said, nah, we're going to call it, we're going to put a Māori name.
Oh, so you wanted to call it Bay of Wales,
Yeah.
and they changed it to a Māori name.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Whangaparaoa.
So who has the mana whenua here on this side?
That's the, even today they can't settle the question, because the last people that had tenure here was Ngāpuhi, and that was because Hongihika, when he come down on his killing sprees, he made his camp at the Silverdale. That's where his camp was. And so when everybody has basically given it to Ngāti Whātua, but I have a question, because you know, you can't just do that and ignore the people who have lived here for many years, and that's Ngāti Paoa. They actually were the ones that sold all this land in what they called a mahurangi, whatever it's called. Yeah. So that's, but the people of the land is really is recognised today as the marae puatai, Ngāti Kauai. So they're basically the recognised iwi, or hapu here, Ngāti Whātua. But you know, you get somebody from Ngāti Whātua stand up, and if there's a cheeky fellow from Kahununu, like Peter Sharples, this was done. They stood up and they did the whakapapa here, Ngāti Whātua, and then he stands up and says, "What's it called?" What's the name of the place? What happened there? You know, so somebody stands up and gives the taki tumu kōrero, and then along comes Ngāti Whātua. Oh, who kicked the man? Then Ngāti Manuhiri, and then Kawarawa Maki. You know, so the best thing, what I do is I just say, well, thank you to everybody. Thank you to all, I acknowledge all the tribes and just pay tribute to them. But I stand on my own tino rangatiratanga, which you all have to do and which you all need to do. You see, I heard you talking about your whakapapa to this area. You have a whakapapa to this area through Aotea, Ngāti Rehua, Ngāti Pauaka, and Ngāti Whitirawa. Those are all from off the Aotea waka. So if you want some, come and have a talk one day, and I'll try and find some names and tupuna names to there. But you have every right to be here too, because you know, Auckland was sort of like a melting pot of all the tribes, you know. But you had a stigma if you arrived here and you sat in this area, you're either being beaten where you used to live, and so you came here for refuge. You see, Orewa was known as the place of refuge. If you got into a fight and you were getting heavily beaten, and if you jumped on your waka and you made it to Orewa, guess what? They weren't allowed to touch you. So there was about 4 places in Aotearoa with that kind of kōrero. A lot of that's been lost. But you see, kōrero te marire. That's the full name of Orewa. Kōrero te marire.
So, and what does te marire mean?
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, true.
Absolute peace, absolute safety. Blood can't be spilled on the land. That's why in 1967, I and a group of kaumata from Ngāpuhi, actually, some of your queer was the last queer to tangi up with that beach down there. That's why I said to some of these two, I said, there's going to be a person there? She's been called here. Yeah. Yeah. She was a lead, and she was in the group that I was with, and we were going to clean the beach. What they used to do was go around to all the beaches and clean the beaches where the battles were, so that our children won't be hurt, and they won't be drowned, and they won't that kind of stuff. It was just basically to do that. And your queer was, she wanted to clean it up because there were a lot of children killed on this beach down here. Listen, we have tried time and time and time again to get to this beach. The last time I come through here with a guy called Pereme Porter, and we arrived up at this township up here, and we see this old, what shall I call him? Hoha! Māori Marston. And so we sat down, what Māori do, we sat down and had a talk, and said, oh, there's a cafe over there, let's have a cup of coffee. Had a cup of coffee, why don't you come home? Go home. Kaupapa was forgotten. But see, it's not time. That's why, and the weird thing, on the day we come to clean this beach, it was the same kind of weather. Yeah, blowy, rainy. We stayed in our tent that night, but all the people in their houses, there was only a few batches down by the beaches at the time, and they rang the police and we got moved along. These Māoris doing their Māori hocus pocus on the water.
Thanks for the days.
It's all good, look, there's a time for everything. And today, hopefully, kia koe. I just, you know, when I heard your name, I went, oh, yeah. This woman was a cousin to Harding Leaf.
Oh my goodness.
Hmm? Yeah. So, you know, it's not a chance. Not by chance we have kahununu, we have Aotea, and we used to call her the Screaming Mimi. I tell you what, no wonder we got kicked off the beach. Because she would go out and the winds would be blowing and you could hear her over the wind. But you know, this is all about doing the right thing, I guess. And I just really appreciate hearing. Mind you, I've heard some of your history, so it sounds pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, I think it'll be better for us. You know, the quicker we can get to a place where we can say all lives matter, I think we're going to win. But until we can get to that part, let's be a part of helping us get to that part. So, hoi nā no roku kōrero ke kone, e mihi atu huki kia tātou. Ki o tātou tini mate rātou ko ngaro ki te pō uri uri, te pō tango tango, te pō i au e ai, te moe, e moe. Kia tātou e ora nei, tēnā tātou, tēnā tātou, tēnā tātou katoa e re te ahutoa, numai o te rai, te karata numai runga, ko ngaro i ora, kia koutou e pūnaha nei, ka ngarora, ki au e tanga e, takatora e koutou, ka hoki maira, ki te ao marama e. Tēnā tātou, tēnā tātou, kia ora mai tātou.
Tēnā.
Tēnā.